I think because what I'm doing, that's my life, and if I don't really put in my emotions and my love to doing it, doesn't make any sense. So it's not really. It's good that I make money with it too and can survive. And but so whatever I do, I try always to put in this joy also. Also, I think that the people who see it and read it, and so they get something out of it. It's like energy that you put in, and then it goes further. So that's why I think it's very, very interesting. But I see a lot of good art. I mean, technically good art, which is like, but doesn't have a soul. It's like that. Yeah, yeah. So that's why I put all my stuff in, and some people are upset, some people, because it's sometimes disgusting or because it's very aggressive, and so. And so I also get a lot of fan mail and people who write and say, oh, and even what I really like is that they, some of them said, oh, that's why I went into art, because I saw you things, and so. And I like that. That's kind of nice. Next to the check. When they were created, they were like a spoof of the very popular Cabbage Patch Kids. So they were already popular. The Cabbage Patch Kids were the girl thing. Girls had the little ugly puppets and stuff and dolls, and the boys had then the opposite. It was like very kind of I mean, when I see it today, it's very cute, but it was for then. It was kind of I don't know, very upsetting, and for the parents, I mean, and stuff. So that made it so popular, because all the grown-ups were like in shock, and the kids thought, oh, it must be cool then, and so. I think that's why mostly it was, because it was just a lot of opposition, and then there were really great, I mean, great ideas, and so yeah, and also with the names, so you could they were regular names, so you could, your friend had the name, you would give him the card and stuff like this. But there was a lot of different things going on that was very smart. Yeah. When I was working for the Garbage Pail Kids, I didn't even know they were so popular, because I was so busy doing that. And only later, with the art said to me, Tom, you are really into something big here. So yeah. Well, I saw already there were the rappers everywhere, and on the street, and in front of schools, and I saw everywhere. And you go to a public toilet, there were all this. You could see them everywhere, and the punks had them on their guitars and stuff. And so I knew they were. But art said they're really big, and also internationally they were like. And then I get the fan mail and stuff, so now I know that they were really very. Not for me, but it's nice that so many people, they send me letters, and they say, oh, it was so great, and I was sitting with my friend, and we would buy them, we were so excited, and then we would sit at the stoop there in the front of the store, and then we would open them up. And they write it to me, and then they say how excited they were. So that's nice. But humor is very important. And I also, when I did the Garbage Pail Kids, that was one thing that I always, somewhere kind of gruesome and so, but I always then I had to always to put the humor in it, because if it's only just like horror, or it's just like it's just, I don't know, I don't like it so much. I like the humor part. It's very important. I've read once about Bob Dylan, how when he was in the studio, he was very young then, and then some musician, he said, he was like obsessed. It was not him, it was something from the outside that came through him, and he just had to do it. And I thought that's exactly how I work too, and I think many, I don't know where it comes from. It's just there. If I would have to come up with the same thing again, I would maybe do it very differently. You know. Well, often if I'm really stuck, I have a nap. I just lay down and then I, let it. Often it comes in when you're like half, Sometimes, so it depends. There's no point in being, technically perfect if you don't have a content, So, for me, technique is good because it gives you more, you can do more and you can realize more ideas, but it shouldn't be like the end point of your work. Now I saw Italian movies from the 50s, they worked almost with no budget. I mean, they worked for free, and then if they had some success and so, then they would pay the workers and stuff. It was just, and you can see it, it's just so beautiful, it's just so, you could almost cry all the time because it's so humane, It really had something to say, and they wanted to say it in a beautiful way, not just some flashy or something, but in a human way, and I just love to see it. It's just great. What is so nice for me also, because I'm also a Mad fan, but Mad had the same influence on people in the 50s, and then later even the underground comics, they also were very influenced by people who were influenced by Mad, and many people who worked for Tops, they also worked for Mad, so there was always this connection. So, I like to be there in this place. That's nice. Yeah. But it's the time that you put in, I mean, now that I got older and stuff, and I was also very, very sick, that I'm glad I'm still alive. I see how important time is, and time is the most important thing and if you waste it with things you don't like to do, it's a pity. Yeah. I would say follow your bliss. That's the old saying. Follow your bliss. That's how I started. I mean, I was at some point where I just didn't know what to do with my life when I was young and stuff. And I did different things, art and so on. But then just one day I just sat down and I made little boxes and said, I'm going to make a comic. And I just started, and that's how it all started. And I didn't want to be like underground comics or this. I just, whatever pops up in my mind. And that's how I discovered what I really like to do. Anyway, that's it. No?